Page 22, He Knows You. At the top of the page, they're introducing a new symbol. Well, they're throwing symbols at you right and left now. This one is called a sharp sign. I'll show an example of it. We used to call them pound signs, number signs. Nowadays they're called hashtags, whatever. In music they're called sharp signs. It simply means you're going to take the note up on the piano one key, white or black. Now we start using black keys, so hang on to your socks. This gets interesting here. For instance, forget the music here for a minute. Let's look at the keyboard. If I have an F and I want an F sharp, I'm simply going to go up, which is going, you hear the notes going higher? That's going up. I'm going to go up in that direction, one key, white or black. That would be here. That is an F sharp. F natural or an F sharp. Any key can have a sharp. If I have, let's say, an A, I want an A sharp, I go up one key. It's an A sharp. If I have an E and I want an E sharp, I go up one key, white or black. It's an E sharp. And then you're saying, no, it ain't, it's an F. Get real. What you talking about? Well, this is where I say hang on to your socks. Every key on the piano has multiple names. I'll let you recover from that for just a moment, and then we'll go on. It all makes sense. It's all logical, more or less, and we'll cover it. Just know that any note in the music can be sharped. You simply go up one key. If I'm playing a note here, whatever the note that is, and I want it to be a sharp, I'm simply going to go up one key. Doesn't matter if it's white or black. You just go up one key. That's it. That's the way sharps work. So now let's go back and look at the music. They give you examples up above. I don't like that. I want to use the real music. So I'm going to look in this piece. In the first measure, you see that C with the sharp sign in front of it. That means instead of a C, we want a C sharp. It's interesting, they put the sharp sign in front, but when you say it, the sharp comes after. C sharp, not sharp C. And that means instead of the C, I'm going to play a C sharp. So that first measure is that. That's how sharps work. Well, take a look at the second line, last measure. In the right hand, now we have two notes. We have a C and a D together, except the C has a sharp sign in front of it. So it's going to be a C sharp here, and a D. Isn't this wonderful? That's what's written there. It's not my fault. They did it. And in the last line, you see this all the way across. Yeah. So, hey, everybody, come over and listen to this. Now, there is a rule that has to do with what is known as an accidental. They don't explain it here, but they're putting them in, so I think you need to know. I'll go into it in more detail when we get to the flats and the naturals and all that junk. But an accidental is when they add a sharp, a flat, or a natural sign. Don't worry about the flat or natural right now. We'll just focus on sharp sign. They add a sharp sign in the music like they're doing here, like in the first measure. The rule is it applies from that point on in the measure for the rest of the measure for that note, for that letter named note. So in the first measure, it's a C sharp. Therefore, for the rest of the measures, any other C's in that measure would automatically be sharped also. There aren't any, but I'm just telling you. And I bring that up because it's important in this piece in the second line, because that accidental only applies to that measure. Once you cross that bar line and you go into a new measure, it cancels out. It's no good anymore. So in the second line, in that first measure, you have that C sharp. Well, that's only good for that measure. 2 measures later, you have this C. That's a C natural, because that other sharp sign doesn't apply here. In the music, generally speaking, not always, generally we'll use the same finger for the sharp note as we use for the regular note. So in this first measure here, I'm in a G position. I would use the second finger for the C sharp too. That doesn't always work out, but when you're thinking about fingering, that's usually your first choice, is the same finger. Here I'm in this position. I could do here, because that's where I'm at, but they're telling you to use fingers 2 and 3 instead. I don't know why, because you can use 4 and 5. You need practice with it. It's not hard. You put your hand in that position, you drop the hand. So if you want to use 4 and 5, as far as I'm concerned, go right ahead. But if you want to use 2 and 3, that's all right. Use 2 and 3. Just move your hand up. The position as far as this piece goes, the right hand is never actually in G position, because it doesn't come in until this last measure of the second line. So you're here all along. So you could just stay here in this position. It's a B position with your finger on C sharp. That works too if you want to do that. Now at the bottom, underneath the last line, they have the gradually dying away. That means you gradually get softer. So the last line, you're loud. Softer, softer. You don't slow down, just get softer as you go. You'll have to experiment with that. When we do the play with me, I'm not going to get softer. I'm just going to play the notes. I want you to hear the notes and the rhythms. You can do the softer part and all that stuff. So I'm going to give us 4 counts. Let's play this together. So the left hand is in G position. In the right hand, you can be in G position or this B position. Either one, it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do what they're telling me to do and use 2 and 3. So I'm going to put the right hand in B position here. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 4. 3, 4.